Hey guys, Paul here. So I want to introduce you to the stress. That's the real reason behind your belly fat. Second time recording this because the first time I did it, I forgot to plug in the mic. So that was wasted. But I'm going to tell you right now exactly how we can reduce your belly fat by eliminating the real cause to why that belly fat is there. So first, let me explain. With this diagram right now, you've got stage 3, 2, stage 1, and then success. We've got rid of that belly weight. So the reason why fat will store on your belly is actually related to cortisol receptors being a lot more dense in your belly region, in the lower abdominals. So cortisol, if you don't know, is the stress hormone. And when we get stressed, cortisol is going to be released, and with the release of cortisol, releases a lot of sugar into the blood, a lot of glucose into the blood to be used as energy. Now, oftentimes these days, we're getting stressed when we're sat down at a desk and we open up an email. And then we're getting stressed when we open up an email. We're not actually physically active. So what that's going to then lead to is that sugar that's been released into the blood storing as fat, in particular in your belly region where the cortisol receptors are. So we really want to limit stress as much as we can to get rid of that belly fat. Now, the physiological adaptation was the fight or flight mechanism. When you get stressed, your body recognizes that stress as a stimulus to move, get out the way, fight or flight. You were either going to fight, stand your ground and battle, or you were going to physically shift your ass and get out the way. You know, back in the day, it would have been a saber-toothed tiger that would have stressed us out, and we either had to fight it, or we had to leg it and get away from it. These days, we open up an email and it sends us all this stress, or at work, or we got these sales quotas to meet, and it stresses us the hell out. But we're not actually physically active, so you can see why we're storing it. Now, also, not eating and skipping meals will also increase stress. Okay, what your body will actually do is it'll start recognizing as famine, that there's not a constant food supply going into your body. So instead of storing fat around the limbs, it'll end up storing fat around your midsection in order to protect your organs and to keep the organs insulated and provide energy in that area towards the organs. So it's not needed around your limbs. And this is known as the skinny fat syndrome, where somebody might go on a restricted calorie diet and they'll look great in their arms and their legs, but they'll have a tie around their belly that can't seem to go away. And this is again that adaptation that you're not got a constant food supply, so your body almost goes into starvation mode where it'll store it around your belly, and to ensure that you've got enough energy to protect what you need is your organs, is your organs. So yeah, there you go. Stress related to your belly fat. So right now, let's talk about how we can eliminate those stresses. You've got emotional worry stresses. Okay, and in a moment we'll talk about your physical stresses, but your emotional worry stresses, these are the three big ones: work and careers, money, and relationships. These are the three big stresses people have in their life, and they're also the hardest to deal with. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, work and careers. A lot of people hate their job. And it's their own fault because they're not being true to themselves. They're not finding out what their real passion is in life, and they've not sat down and taken that time. I don't mean to insult you by that, but if you are moaning about your job and you're not enjoying it, then do change it. I totally understand that's made complicated when you've got bills to pay. But what you need to start doing, to put into place, is how you can start alleviate what you don't like doing and start doing what you do enjoy doing to make your career, your work, and to make your earnings. So start looking at ways of what you want to be doing, and then start looking at the steps you can take to move closer towards it. And I'm sure that's going to be a hard thing to do, but it's going to be made harder if you have that "I can't do that" attitude. Okay? So if you start thinking, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to go after, and this is what I need to do to get me from A to B, and start taking those small steps, then you could certainly take away that stressor. As I say, these are the hard ones to do, and right now, if you're thinking, I can't do that, I have to do this work, I have to do this job, jobs are limitless and all this, then you're going to make it a lot harder for yourself to eliminate that stress. Okay, so look at what you want to be doing and ways that you can move towards to that, and it might take some time. Okay, but as long as we are moving forwards, then we can start to gain progress and make yourself happier, so you do the right things, right? Because after the end of the day, guys, you're better off doing those steps to bring you closer to what you want to be doing, okay, as opposed to stressing yourself out, having a bit of the belly weight around you, but doing stuff that you don't want to be doing, that's not contributing and you don't enjoy. Okay, so you really got to sit down on these three big ones, guys, and do some soul searching and find out what you really, really want, and then you can get rid of these stresses. I just want to try and pinpoint them. Money's also a big stressor, but oftentimes it's not that we haven't got enough money, because regardless of wanting more money, what people always do is find ways to spend more money. So if you were always looking for a pay increase or the next promotion, okay, what do people tend to do if they don't know how to manage their money? They look at ways where they can create that debt even bigger and look at ways where they can start spending more. People always do this. So before you look at the job promotion and the pay increase, look at ways you can start managing your money more. Because otherwise you're just always going to grow that debt. It's always going to be a hole that you've got to fill. You're always going to be in the same position. If all you ever do is look to earn more money, and get the job promotion, but you build a bigger void by spending more money and creating more debt. So look at ways you can manage your money better to eliminate this stress, which again is a big stress that people worry about. Okay, and again, guys, I know they're really hard to do. You've got to sit down and spend the time on this, but I promise you, once you do spend that time, you're going to notice it with your belly fat disappearing, okay? You will be at your leanest when you are less stressed, okay? Always. Okay, and relationships, guys, is a huge one. So many people right now are in destructive relationships that they don't want to be in, but you know what? They're probably dependent on it with having a roof over their heads or the money and the income and things like that. You've really got to start taking that independence of your own life and looking at ways that if your relationship isn't the one that you should be into or in, either look at how you can improve it and better yourself or your partner to work together, or get out of it, okay? Because relationships, whether that is your partner, or it's a relationship with your family feuds, or friendships, you've got to look after these areas of your life, because if they are causing you stress and you're constantly ticking over in your mind, she did this, she said this, my work colleague, has done this, or my family member's done this, my friend's done this, and all these cat fights and all this, it's gonna beat you down and release. Your thoughts release hormones. Hormones will relate to either you burning fat or storing fat. You want to make sure that you're relaxed and not stressed, so you're burning fat. So looking after your relationships, guys, with the people, your work colleagues, your family, friends, do that. Your relationship partner, make sure everything's right. Now, the golden tip that I want you to do is always look, and this helped me big time, is always first look to understand, then to be understood. Oftentimes, we're like seeing it through our own shoes, our own eyes, and thinking, this is the way that it should be, and why is this person not doing it the way that it should be, my way, and they're wrong. Okay, that's where we often stop and get cause more trouble. So instead, look first to understand their reason, their why, okay, where they're coming from, and then that'll give you a bigger perspective to then be understood, okay, and you will articulate and come across in a better way when you first understand the other person. Okay, so guys, what we need to really sit down and do some soul searching on is those big three stressors: work and careers, money, and relationships. Once you've done that, okay, you can look at ways either to eliminate that stress or manage it. um, you're going to notice that that belly weight's going to be come down, and that's going to start coming down. So they're the hard ones. These are the easy ones. Physiological stressors. These are poor sleep, late nights, skipping breakfast, bright lights late at night, keeping poor quality of food, sorry, that should say eating poor quality of food, alcohol, strenuous work, or drinking excessive caffeine. All right, let me explain these. And these are real simple to do, to eliminate compared to what we've just done. So poor sleep and late nights. You will not burn body fat if you've had a poor night's sleep, and in fact you will crave carbohydrates, which will, if you eat an excess of carbohydrates, you will end up storing fat if you've had a poor lack of sleep. Okay, so late nights will literally make you crave more carbs, and they will literally stunt your growth hormone, so you won't be dropping body fat, you won't be rejuvenating and feeling good looking younger. Okay, so we need to ensure that we are getting to bed around about 10:30. And having a good quality sleep, and I'll talk more on that in a moment by making sure that you're not under any bright lights or things like that. Missing breakfast, guys. You don't want to miss breakfast. You've gone 8 hours already at night time, not eating any food. Your body's gone in a fasted state. You want to get your breakfast in, first thing in the morning, to give yourself enough energy throughout the day. A lot of people will often skip breakfast because they're not a breakfast person. Well, the chances are is because you're probably having a poor lack of sleep. This throws your hormone profile off, which will prevent you from actually being ready for breakfast in the morning. So first ensure that you're having a good night's sleep, and then you should feel hungry for breakfast time in the morning. So yeah, make sure you're not skipping breakfast, guys. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but only if you do it right. What people tend to do is they'll eat like a lot of carbs, cereals, toasts, breads, pastries, and things like that. And that is the worst breakfast you can have. During the sleep at night, your insulin has decreased real low. So the worst thing you could do first thing in the morning is dramatically spike that insulin. And by dramatically spiking that insulin, all you need to do is eat a lot of carbs like cereal or toast, because that will just go straight into body fat storage. So make sure you can get some good quality carbs in there, like rice cakes or oat cakes or porridge oats, but you don't want a lot. Okay, focus more on a lot of dense nutrition. So getting some veggies in there, some greens in there, watercress, those kind of things. Berries are great for breakfasts, and get some good protein in there as well. So some fish, some nuts, some seeds, a little bit of natural yogurt, and that'd be great for, or eggs would be great as well. Great for breakfasts. Okay, so never miss breakfast, guys. It'll totally screw you up for the rest of the day. And I always say, if you get a clean breakfast, okay, you'll have a great day. Yeah, if you get the breakfast right, you'll get the rest of the day right, with your clean eating. Okay, bright lights, guys, late at night. If you surround yourself with bright overhead fluorescent lights late at night, that's just going to stimulate cortisol late at night, when we want cortisol, your stress hormone, to be low. And if it's high, if cortisol's high, you will be wide awake and you won't be having a good night's sleep, and it'll take you a while to get to sleep. So make sure there's no bright overhead lights. If you need a little bit of light, either use candlelight or get a low wattage red bulb that you can put it in a lamp and keep it on the floor, so it simulate like a sunset. Nothing that's going to stimulate our eyes and wake us up. Okay, the same goes for laptops, iPads, phones, any light emitting devices. So your alarm clock that emits light, you want to keep those out of your bedroom. Your bedroom should be pitch black when you go to sleep. It should be like a cave to stimulate your sleep, and yeah, stay away from any lights, because as soon as your light hits your eyes, you'll stimulate your eyes and cortisol will go through the roof. So 90 minutes before bed, you've got to dim your switch and chill out. Start to unwind. Read a fictional book. Do a little bit of meditation, or take a nice cold shower just to chill out. These are great things that you can be doing. Okay, and eating poor quality food is going to stress your digestive system. So we want to make sure that we're getting good nutrient dense food, good quality carbs, lean meats, poultry, fish, good dairy, so that's dairy that hasn't been homogenized or pasteurized, and organic. And yeah, we want to make sure we're keeping that diet clean. We want to cut out, remember, wheat, gluten, dairy, alcohol, caffeine, sugar, dairy and processed foods and tap water, because that's all the stuff that's going to stress out our digestive system, stress out our body, our liver and endocrine system, how we're going to release hormones. And at the same time, we want to cut out alcohol, because for one, it's a sugar that will spike glucose into the blood, and at the same time it's going to stress your liver out, and if we're stressing our liver out, we can't actually deal with toxins that go into our body, and you're creating that load of stress onto the body again. Another big physiological stress that we can eliminate is strenuous work. Now that's hard for guys with labour jobs. You're going to be a little bit more adapted to that, but you might find oftentimes your builders and guys that are really strenuous with laboured work will often find that they're quite physically strong and lean, but they have a lot of belly weight. That's probably related to beer at the weekends and on the evenings, but also to the constant stress they're under throughout the day. So if you can alleviate that, that's great. You probably can't if you are in the building trade, so look at ways that you can manage that better. And to do that, to get yourself away from stress as often as you can, make sure you're eating, often, every 3 hours, getting a good 3 meals in a day, and you're not having booze in the evenings, you're unwinding in the evenings, and doing the things that we've already mentioned. If you've got to do strenuous work, make sure your workouts, guys, everybody, that you're not exceeding more than 45 minutes with your workouts. If you're going over 45 minutes, you're just stressing the body out, and you're in cortisol central. So anybody that's doing the 3 hours of gym classes in the morning, you're on for a one-way ticket for belly fat, because you're just stressing your body out, releasing a lot of cortisol, and it's going to go directly to your belly. So keep your workout short, intense, and under 45 minutes, guys. Drinking excessive caffeine is also going to stress the body out. You're going to stress the adrenal glands out here. By every time you drink caffeine is a stimulant that's going to release adrenaline, increase cortisol, and dramatically increase sugar that's going into the blood. That's going to then be stored as body fat. And what do people tend to do? They don't drink caffeine and then work out. They tend to drink caffeine when they're sat at a desk. And it's not just one cup. It tends to be about 10 cups to get throughout the day. It tends to be cups of coffee to wake them up in the morning, which should not be happening if we're getting a good quality night's sleep. Our hormones should be waking us up and getting us fired up in the day. We actually want cortisol high in the morning, but we want it low in the evenings to prepare us for sleep. Something amazing to lower cortisol is actually Tulsi tea to drink in the evenings. Now, that's spelled Tulsi, Tulsi tea. You can get that online. So make sure you're cutting caffeine out, because that's just going to stress our body as well. So let's talk about controlling these stressors, guys. Firstly, we just mentioned a few of them. Eliminate and manage all stresses in your life. So eliminate or manage all stress in your life. That's those 3 big stressors. That was your work, money, and relationships, and also those physical stresses that are a lot easier to manage or eliminate, and eliminate those. If you do those, guys, you will see a dramatic change in any belly fat that's on your belly at the moment. It's the reason why people be very lean, but they have the top abs, but they won't have the bottom abs, because it's stress related. Okay, so deal with any trauma with a therapist. This is probably one of the hardest, guys, because if you've ever experienced a trauma in your life, whether that was abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, bullying in schools, what else? Bad relationships, losing a loved one, anything like this, a trauma in your life is going to hold stress inside your body, in your thoughts, and thoughts release hormones. Hormones are either going to store body fat or help you burn body fat. So we want to deal with those traumas, guys. I studied with a guy called Phil Richards, and Phil will literally be able to look at your bloods and tell you whether you've experienced a trauma like 5 years ago. He'll give you a date to when it happened, Okay, that's pretty amazing, just by your bloods. So just to give you an idea that traumas literally hold themselves inside your body, in your bloods, in stress, in hormones. Okay, so make sure you do deal with traumas, and it's the hardest thing, guys, but the best way that I know that you can deal with these traumas are surround yourself with positive people first and foremost in a group, and also finding a therapist going to help you deal with them. They know what they're doing with that, and they can help you with it. So find yourself a good therapist that can help you deal with those traumas and eliminate that stress. Again, we're going deep right now onto getting rid of these stresses to just get our belly back, get our waist back. But guys, when everything else fails, these are the things that we've got to tick off the boxes. These are the things that we've got to deal with. Walking's a big one, guys. I love walking at the moment. I think it's I do all my workouts outdoors anyway. Guys. For the benefits that oftentimes they're stuck in their office all day. With British weather, they don't tend to go outdoors much with all the rain and that. So I want to get them outdoors because I want to get them in, oxygenate their body. I want to get them in greenery, greenery is proven to de-stress you. So your trees, your grass, and at the same time I want them getting sunlight on their skin to boost their vitamin D, which is going to do wonderful things for their mood and their health. So I want you to walk, guys. Start with doing week 1 do 3 20-minute walks a week, week 2 do 25-minute walks, week 3 do 30-minute walks, and then week 4 do 45-minute walks. Work up to 45-minute walks, ideally at 12 o'clock when the sun's highest in the sky, and you can get some, wear some clothes that you can get some skin on you, show some skin and get some sunlight on your skin. But it's going to do wonderful things for your mood. Just eliminate stress. I think walking is totally underestimated. So yeah, take up some walking, guys, and again you're going to notice some belly fat reduction right there as well. Drinking Tulsi tea, Tulsi, Tulsi tea is phenomenal. Tulsi comes from the holly basil plant, and it's actually an adaptogen herb. So if you're really high, stress high in the evening, or cortisol's high, it'll help to eliminate that. It'll help to bring it down. You want to drink it in the evenings because cortisol should be high in the mornings, so you don't want to drink Tulsi then. But you can drink it in the evenings to bring down cortisol and get you ready for bed. So 2 to 3 cups from 4 p.m. onwards before bed is going to do some wonderful things for getting cortisol down. So certainly get hold of yourself some Tulsi tea and get it from Amazon, or just type it into Google, a couple of quid, and stock up. I've just recently run out of some, so I've just stocked up on some. Use theta waves. I love this, guys. You can download these for free on the iTunes and Android stores. Download some theta waves. They're basically brain waves that allow you to relax, unwind, and prepare you for sleep. So you just play on 30 minutes before bed. It's expensive, but the best one I've come across is HoloSync. That's HOLOSYNC. HoloSync. Google that. It's quite expensive, but it's the best one that I've found, and it's pretty awesome. I love that. And I use that often, but it is a little bit expensive. But you'll totally see it. Again, you pay the money, but you'll get the value. Yeah, you increase the value of your life, and that is priceless. You can actually go on the website and you can purchase you can actually put your details in and get a free sample, so you can actually try that out, and the sample's pretty cool as well. It'll do the job. So go get yourself the sample of the HoloSync. But that'll just prepare you ready for sleep. If you're one of those guys that are wide up and you've had a stressful day and you're thinking about things, so it prevents you from sleeping, get yourself onto the theta brainwaves. That'll sort you right out. 2 seconds, guys. Okay, we're almost there. Rinse the back of your neck with ice cold water for 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes before bed. Now, some people will actually get stressed out if they do the whole body. Although ice cold showers are awesome for DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, after your workouts, to get rid of DOMS. Ice cold showers will work a treat. But in the evenings, it'll probably, for a lot of people, stress you out and increase cortisol. So we don't want that to happen. So instead, if it does stress you out, instead lean over the bathtub, take the shower head, and just rinse the back of your neck for about 1 to 2 minutes with ice cold water, and that'll make you real docile, and it'll prepare you for sleep. So it'll chill you out. It's a proven technique that works. It's an absolute treat. So give that a bash as well to help dim your switch before sleep. Get to bed by 10:30, again, we want to get a good night's sleep. If you've got to be up early, in like 5, 4 o'clock, go to bed at 9:30, 8:30. You want to get a good 8 hours sleep. Also applying magnesium oil or taking a magnesium capsule before bed works very, very well. Magnesium is a relaxant, a relaxing muscle, so it's great for muscle recovery. Magnesium is also a mineral that will help every single cell in your body function. And it's also a mineral that we're all depleted in. So you will see some wonderful things with your health when you start using magnesium. So it's one of those supplements, those health supplements are totally rate to get. So make sure any supplements that you do buy ending ATE, like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycerate, anything ending in oxide is going to oxidize in the body, and it's a poor quality. We don't want that. Magnesium is going to work a treat to help you relax for your sleep and help with every single cell in the body for fat loss. Also, zinc will help increase testosterone. So again, go for zinc, anything ending in ATE, so zinc citrate. You can take a zinc capsule, anywhere around about 5 to 10 micrograms of it, and take it before bed. This will help boost up testosterone, which will allow you to narrow and drop body fat around your waist. Okay, so we can increase testosterone and lower estrogen. We're going to notice a lot of body fat reduction as well in males, in females. And avoid bright lights 90 minutes before bed, including your TV, laptops, phones, and any light emitting devices like your Watsits, like your alarm clocks. And that's it, guys. So I want you to first sit down, do some soul searching, and eliminate those or manage those 3 big stressors: work, money, and relationships. Then look at those physical stresses that you can eliminate or manage, and start today, guys. So you start seeing those the changes in your in the spare tire around your belly around your belly fat. So there you have it, guys. If you've got any questions, again, shoot them over to info@fatbodybootcamp.com, and I shall answer all your questions. Thank you.